Hello and welcome back to the tutorial. In this tutorial, we'll be talking about strings and what exactly are strings, what are strings used for. Now I'm going to create a new notebook for strings. Remember this way we created the notebook on variables in the past, and we'll repeat the same process. Go ahead and click on new, click on notebook, change the name from untitled to strings and rename it, and here we are good to go. Now what are strings? This is how strings are spelled. Strings. What is a strings? Strings are varying characters. Strings are varying non-numeric characters Alright, so they are varying non-numeric characters enclosed in a single or double quote. There are a lot of definitions about strings on the web, but that depends on what textbook you're looking at. But the basic idea of a string that they are varying characters. Now, they are non-numeric characters, so we cannot carry out arithmetic operations on a string. We cannot divide the string. We cannot add. We cannot subtract. There is no modulus for strings. But when we want to print out text, readable text, then those cases we use strings. Now, example of a string can be this. We can say this is a string. And you see, we have a string printed out by running this cell. Remember, Shift Enter, or you use this button. Now, if we should use our type function and ask our type, what type of data is this? And it replies string, str for short. This is a string. Alright, cool. Now we know this is a string. Like I said, strings are inside a single or double quote. They are either wrapped in a single or a double quote. Now this could also be a string. So this is also a string. This is a string. This is also a string. Any way you choose to write your string is fine. But there's a rule you need to be aware of, is that a single quote string can have limitation, whereas a double quote string do not. This is an example of that, where you can say a string such as this: it is a man's. Alright, so that's word. Okay, and syntax error, unterminated string literal. So this you cannot do, but with a double quotation sign, I'm just going to copy all of this. And it works with a double quote sign, but it doesn't work with a single quote sign. Just because they are all of the same type. So they're just cases where the double quotation string works better than the single quotation string. Now, string could be anything. literally anything. So we can say this is a string. So if you put the number 7 inside of this quote and we check the type, this will result to be a string. So let me bring up my type function. Let's check for the number 7, and Python sees this to be a string. So whatever is wrapped within this single or double quotes, it's a string, 100% a string, no question asked. If we should have a number special character, divide, question mark, divide, still a string. So whatever is inside this quotation mark, it's just a string. That's the way Python sees it. There is no better explanation to give. Any object whatsoever we put inside the quotation mark is a string. And that will be all the explanation we'll talk about strings right now. Just so you know, there are a couple of methods we can work with for strings, but we'll talk about those methods later in the future in another tutorial. Until next time, keep practicing, keep coding, and keep improving.